Football is an extremely unpredictable sport where everything can change in a blink of an eye. A jubilant goalscorer may turn his head just to acknowledge the shocking truth: his goal has just got cancelled. We can only guess what footballers feel when it happens to them, but such occasions add even more spice to our favorite game. And today we would like to tell a bunch of stories about players who were too hasty to celebrate. But before we get into it, we would like you to answer our question. Which one of these superhero celebrations has never been performed by Lionel Messi so far? Spider-Man celebration, Black Panther celebration, Batman celebration, Thor celebration? Feel free to leave your answers in the comments. And now, get ready, here we go. Let's start with a bizarre story that took place in Bulgaria. 78 minutes in, the Crows found the Brazilian Wanderson, who opened the score. Though there weren't that many fans on the stands, Wanderson's wife was watching him. She came up to the scorer to give him a kiss, which looked pretty cute. After he was done with celebration, Wanderson meant to get back to the game, but the game had already resumed. As it turned out, his goal was cancelled due to offside, and while he was waiting for his wife by the stands, the teams were already playing. The worst thing about this story is that there was no offside at all. In fact, as many as 5 Slavia players were closer to the goal line, and what is more, one of them actually touched the ball after the cross was made, so Wanderson's side were robbed of their 100% legit goal. The game finished 0-0, and the Bulgarian Football Federation ultimately decided to suspend all the refereeing team. While you most likely still remember the 2014 World Cup, where Lionel Messi's dream was denied by Mario Götze's late winner, what you might have forgotten is Argentina's goal. Gonzalo Higuaín was without a doubt the biggest anti-hero for Argentina throughout the tournament, as he kept wasting chances one after another. In the World Cup final, it happened again. A perfect one-on-one opportunity was ruined as Higuaín sent the ball wide. 15 minutes later, however, Gonzalo finally found the net after Laves's exquisite cross. The triumphant striker burned into celebration and ran towards the touchline, but soon noticed the linesman's raised flag. Gonzalo was offside and his goal didn't stand. As for the ref's whistle, Higuaín simply didn't hear it, so he needed to have a look at the linesman and his flag to realize that he was too hasty to celebrate his goal. Now to a funny incident featuring the Hamburg goalkeeper Christian Matenia, who turned away from the pitch as he couldn't look at his teammate taking a penalty. The shot was made and Christian celebrated his team's goal. Then he turned around and realized that there was no goal. His teammate's shot was parried by the Schalke keeper, and Matenia got the fans' reaction terribly wrong. Christian's confused look says it all. No wonder this story became one to remember for the Bundesliga fans. The next story in our list happened in Australia. Melbourne City and Sydney Wanderers were struggling to open the score for about an hour, until the Wanderers striker Kerem Bulut finally managed to beat the keeper with his precise shot. Kerem was so delighted with his goal that he jumped over the advertising board and rushed to the stands to celebrate it with the overjoyed fans. After that, he celebrated once again as he kissed his club's badge on his shirt. Once Bulut was finally ready to get back to the game, he turned his head and his reaction speaks louder than any words. Yes, Bulut was offside and the linesman raised his flag immediately, so the scores were still level. By the way, while Gonzalo Higuaín didn't hear the whistle, as well as his teammates, in this case Bulut actually was the only one to miss it, as his teammates looked quite disappointed and none of them joined the striker's passionate celebration. Now to the Moroccan keeper Khalid Askri and the most bizarre goal he conceded back in 2010. It was the Moroccan Cup round of 16 game and he went down to penalties. The Maghreb defense player took a shot, which was parried by Askri. The keeper got his feet, turned towards the stands and started celebrating his save. The hero was beating his chest and then kissed the club's badge. And now let's have another look, minding the ball's movement. Yes, you've got it right. The goalkeeper was too busy celebrating to notice that the ball kept spinning and eventually crossed the goal line. The taker pointed at the ball, indicating that it crossed the line without him making another touch, and the goal was counted. What makes the whole story even funnier is that while the keeper was celebrating in front of the fans, there were not a single person on the stands. As a result, Ascari became an internet meme as the video of his blooper racked up 9 million views in a couple of days, and that was in 2010. That wasn't the end of it, as 2 days later Khalid's club terminated his contract. However, he managed to relaunch his career and even got called up to the Morocco national team. As for that one story, it caused a lot of controversy, as back in those days there were contradictions in rules concerning such episodes. But instead of delving into it, let's just proceed to another story. The Australian Tim Cahill once got himself in quite an embarrassing situation too. 90 minutes in, his side was still struggling to score against Greece. The Australians were awarded a corner. The Crows found Tim Cahill, who smashed it into the back of the net. And then, pure joy, Cahill took off his shirt and rushed to the fans. His celebration lasted about 15 seconds. Only then he realized that his goal was cancelled, even though you could clearly hear the referee giving a whistle more than once. Once the Australian acknowledged that he was too hasty to burst into celebrations, he was frustrated and confused. Why would the ref cancel his goal? Was it offside, a foul, a handball maybe? As it turned out, it was the ball actually crossed the byline after the cross was taken, which meant a goal kick for Greece. By the way, Tim managed to get away with taking his shirt off, as it was just a friendly, and the referee seemed to have some compassion for the player. However, the following example will remind you that not all referees are the same in this regard. Even in the biggest rivalries, there's a place for such things. Back in 2016, Real Madrid and Barcelona had a very intense game. The scores were level 80 minutes in, and the fate of the game was meant to be decided by one goal. After a cross from Ronaldo, Gareth Bale won the aerial duel with Jordi Alba and headed it in. Celebrating his goal, Gareth ran to his teammates who were warming up by the touchline, and none of them heard the referee's whistle. A foul was given, and the goal cancelled. The decision was a really controversial one, as we can't tell for sure if there was an actual foul. However, the wound up Los Blancos only needed 4 minutes to score again. Cristiano Ronaldo's finish found the net, and the one to assist him was none other than Gareth Bale. And now to the biggest loser of the 22-23 Premier League season, the Brazilian Richarlison, who hadn't scored a single goal until matchday 34. Well, in fact, he did score 2, but they were both cancelled by the VAR system after Richarlison had celebrated them. But let's proceed to the matchday 34. Richarlison finally found the net against Liverpool 93 minutes in, thus wrapping up a marvellous comeback for Tottenham. The scores were now level after the Spurs had been 3-0 down. It was a moment of pure triumph for the Brazilian. He took off his shirt and did a knee slide in front of the fans. After that, he told the Liverpool supporters to stay quiet with a shushing gesture, and then there came his trademark pigeon celebration. At that moment, Richarlison was absolutely sure that he had just clinched the draw for his side. But you already know what happened next. Moments after the kickoff, Diogo Jota found the net for Liverpool, denying all the Spurs' efforts. Just think of Richarlison's emotions. After he celebrated his goal in such an extravagant fashion and mocked his opponents and their fans, his goal meant nothing in the end. No wonder that after the final whistle was given, all the cameras were on him. The last story in our today's list will be the only one featuring VAR. On matchday 6, Juventus played Salernitana and the Bianconeri were 2-1 down until Leonardo Bonucci leveled the score 93 minutes in. It wasn't the end of it though, as 2 minutes later the Juventus newcomer Arkadiusz Milik scored another one for Juve seconds before the final whistle and won the game for his side. The Polish striker burst into ecstatic celebration as he took off his shirt and rushed to the stands. But that is something you'd rather not do when there is VAR. The referee's assistant advised him to take a closer look at his goal, and as a result, it was cancelled due to Bonucci being offside. What made things even worse for Milik is that he was given a yellow card for taking his shirt off, which was his second yellow card that evening. He was sent off at the final moments of the game and had to miss the following match, though it's not like it was his biggest frustration that evening. That was the end of our today's video, which once again highlighted the volatile nature of our favorite game. how joy can turn into despair in no time. Please let us know in the comments which one of these stories did you find the most hilarious or heartbreaking. Dear friends, feel free to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button if you enjoyed this video, as that will help its promotion and allow you to get a notification once our new video is out. That's it for today, but there's a bunch of other videos we have on our channel, so don't hesitate to check them out.